Please stand by.
Loading. Loading complete.
30,
29, 28,
27,
26, 25, 24,
20,
22,
21, 20, 19, 18,
17,
16, 15, 14, 13,
12,
11, 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
2,
1. Now for what you've all been waiting for.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Good morning, good day, good evening, good night, good wherever it happens to be where you are. And hello to everybody who watches this in the future. And we have a DJ Play Nice in the chat. Hello! Rock! Alright. Yeah, let's get into the song here. Every morning, every evening, ain't we got fun? Not much money, oh, but honey, ain't we got fun? The rent's unpaid, dear. We haven't a bus. Smiles were made, dear, for people like us. In the winter, in the summer, don't we have fun? Times are bumming, getting bummer. Still we have fun. There's nothing sure. The rich get rich and the poor get poor. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? Tax collectors getting closer. Still we have fun. Twins and cares, dear, come in pairs, dear. Don't we have fun? We've only started. No, we're not downhearted. When I'm paid off, we'll be laid off. Ain't we got fun? Landlord's mad and getting madder. Ain't we got fun? Times are bad and getting badder. Ain't we got fun? There's nothing sure. The rich get rich and the poor get poor. In the meantime, in between time, ain't we got fun? And I kind of screwed that up, but well. Little Paul there. Hi, Paul there. Well, unfortunately, I still didn't get around to finishing the work on doing the whole AI idea. I'll get around to that eventually, but it won't be next week. Because next week, on Sunday, is in fact my birthday. Yes, I'm growing old and more ancient and decrepit by the day. I do have a few things to cover here today. Well, let's get started with a song on the wheel. It had to be you. It just had to be you, didn't it? Yeah. What do I do? Just as you say. Why must I give you your way? Why do I sigh? Why don't I try to forget? Must have been that something lovers call fate. Kept on saying I had to wait. Saw them all, just couldn't fall till we met. It had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found Somebody who could make me be true and make me be blue and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me a thrill. For all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Seems like dreams, like I always had. Could be, should be, making me glad. Why am I blue? It's up to you to explain. Maybe, baby, I'll go away. Someday, some way, you'll come and say, it had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around and finally found somebody who could make me be true and make me be blue and even be glad just to be sad thinking of you. Some others I've seen might never be mean, might never be cross or try to be boss, but they wouldn't do, for nobody else gave me a thrill. With all your faults, I love you still. It had to be you, wonderful you. It had to be you. Had to be you. And we have an unfinished song and chat. Hello. Oh, nice to have you here. And if that song in my singing didn't drive you off, well, let's give it another try. Yes, I'm sure some people out there are thinking, why are you butchering all these classics? Beautiful dreamer, wake unto me. Starlight and dewdrops are waiting for thee. Sound of the rude world, heard in the day, lulled by the moonlight, have all passed away. Beautiful dreamer, queen of my song, list while I woo thee with soft melody. Gone are the cares of life's busy throng. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, out on the sea. Mermaids are chanting the wild glory. Over the streamlet, vapors are born, waiting to fade at the bright coming morn. Beautiful dreamer, beam on my heart, and as the morn on the streamlet and sea, then will all clouds of sorrow depart. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer, awake unto me. Beautiful dreamer. Well, this is going to be a month long of Halloween and my birthday. So let's get into a little bit of Halloween spirit. It's with a little bit of Japanese folklore, which doesn't really seem to add up. But hey, we got the yokai, Japanese ghosts. To start things off with, we have the Kage Iona. Their shadow is of woman projected onto a window indoors when there is no one around to cast them. They usually take the form of young ladies, and occasionally they are accompanied by old crones with bells hanging from their necks. They appear late at night when the moon is bright. The paper sliding doors and windows of traditional Japanese homes are particularly good at catching Kage Ona shadows in the moonlight. Kage Ona make no sound, nor do they interact with the house or its inhabitants. Other than in projecting an eerie atmosphere, they are not known to cause any harm. In any case, the image of a person who should not be there is enough to startle the bravest soul. If the door or window was open to see who or what created the shadow, there will be nothing in waiting in the dark. However, tradition says that a house where a Kagaona is, is seen is likely haunted, will soon be haunted by other yokai as well. The moonlight frequently plays tricks on the eyes, causing people to see things in the darkness that aren't really there. The bright moon casts eerie shadows on the ground and walls that don't seem like they fit it. Most of the time, this can be attributed to an overactive mind, piecing together ghost stories and wandering thoughts, or constructing some horrible figment of the imagination. Sometimes, however, a shadow is more than a shadow. Sometimes it's a Kagaona. Well, getting to my first article here. Unfortunately, we lost a legend this week. I'm not sure if I'd consider her to be a pop culture legend or one of Hollywood, but definitely somebody worth mentioning. Jane Goodall, the legendary primatologist. This has died at age 91. Jane Goodall, scientist whose studies of wild chimpanzees made her a household name, has died at the age of 91, according to an announcement posted by the Jane Goodall Institute. Chimpanzees seem to accept Goodall as one of their own, and the public was fascinated by both her easy familiarity with the creatures, as well as her groundbreaking discoveries that showed just how much chimp are like humans. They kiss, embrace, hold hands, pat one another on the back. They show love and compassion, and they also show violence and have a kind of primitive warfare. Goodall said, it's because the chimpanzees are so like us that we can and then say, what makes us different? What makes us unique? As a child, Goodall dreamed of living with animals and writing about them. That was because I felt all in love with with Tarzan, and she told old wise Fresh Air host, Miss Terry Gross, in 1990. I was terribly jealous of Tarzan and Jane. I thought she was a wimp, and I'd have been much better as a mate for Tarzan myself. Which is true. I would have been. Goodall was born on April 3rd, 1934, in London. Her father was a race car driver who left for the army at the start of World War II, and her parents later divorced. She grew up in a rambling Victorian house. I was in an English east side a town with her mother, her sister, aunt, and grandmother. There was no money for college. My mother said, "Well, if you are set on going into Africa or some other foreign place, if you learn in, in secretarial work, then you can get a job anywhere here in the world." Girl explained. She went into secretarial school in 1956. It's when a friend invited her to visit family, a farm in Kenya. She worked as a waitress and saved up for a one-way ticket to get there. Once in Africa, she quickly arranged to meet the paleontologist Louis Leakey. He discovered immediately a very beautiful, a very vibrant, and a very passionate young woman, and who was utterly focused on animals, and who knew a surprising amount. This is Dale Peterson, who wrote a biography of Goodall. Leakey hired her as his secretary on the spot. Leakey was busy digging up the fossilized bones of ancient relatives to humans, but he thought someone should really study humanity's closest living relative, the chimpanzee. To him, Goodall seemed perfect. It didn't matter to Leakey that Goodall had no college degree, was just 26 years old, and was female. Not exactly the typical scientist back then. In 1960, he proposed sending her to what is now the Gobi Stream National Park, in Tanzania. The officials there said, "Well, it's fine, but we can't let a woman live in the forest alone. That would be unseemly," said Peterson. She had to have a chaperone, and so she brought along her mom. They both got malaria, and the chimps kept up running away. But Goodall did not give up. She offered them bananas and approached them quietly and respectfully. Jane was the first who actually went out and stayed with the chimpanzees and tamed them and got them used to her, says Peterson. In just a few months, Goodall made a major discovery. Chimps could make and use tools. As she learned by watching a chimp she named David, he had a beard. Goodall has called him my favorite chimpanzee of all time. He stripped hip leaves off a twig, then used it to fish termites out of a mound. Goodall later told NPR that her mentor, Louis Leakey, was impressed. He said, "Well, it's always been considered that man is the only tool-making animal. So we now have to redefine man, or include chimpanzees with humans," she recalled. The discovery astonished scientists, but so did the person who made it. Who was this untrained woman who named her research animals things like David Graybeard, Fifi, Merlin, and Flo. She talked about the chimps like they had emotions and personalities. Well, I imagine they did. In the 1960s, when she started, there was still a very mechanical approach to thinking about animals, says Richard Rangingham, a biologist anthropologist at Harvard University, who did his PhD with Goodall. They were regarded as unthinking machines, he says. Rangham says when he thinks of Goodall, he remembers her tremendous empathy for animals, and one another thing, her rock solid honesty in describing what she saw. She wasn't afraid to say the chimps had minds, and she didn't hide their dark side either. She witnessed brutal assaults, killings, even cannibalism. As she explained on Wise, he's fresh air. It sure looks like warfare. I was shocked. I was saddened, Goodall said, but I realized that, very sadly, this makes them even more like us than I thought before. In 1965, she was on the cover of National Geographic, and she and the chimps were featured in numerous popular books and documentaries. To the public, she really he had become like Tarzan's Jane. But as the years passed, she spent less time in the field, instead relying on study using colleagues. She had a son with her first husband, a photographer, and then later married a politician. In 1977, she founded the Jane Goodall Institute to promote the protection of chimpanzees in the environment. Goodall's life changed dramatically in 1986 when she attended a conference of chimp researchers in Chicago, learned how wild chimps were threatened by poaching and habitat destruction, and how chimps were being used in medical experiments. I realized I had to stop living selfishly in my own little paradise and use the knowledge which I'd gained to do what I could to help, she later recalled. Goodall became an activist, traveling almost nonstop to give talks and returning to her childhood home between trips. It could have been a lonely life, except that she had so many friends around the world. Sometimes people would ask her, which do you like better, chimps or people? She'd say, well, it depends. Chimps are so like us, Goodall said. They like some people much more than some chimps, and some chimps much more than some people. ah, but Chris, heck yeah, finally catching a Midge Grey Wolf live stream again. Well, glad to have you here. As you can see, we're just monkeying around with a memorial here. But she is one person who definitely deserves a send off. Of all the money that I had, I spent it in good company of chimps, and all the harm I've ever done, Alas, it was to none but me, and all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befall, and gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass, and drink a health whate'er befall, and gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all. Well, let's get another song in the wheel. How's that sound? I know, sounds terrible because I'm singing it. Indeed, I do. Usually sung by a woman, so you'll just have to bear with me for the pitch and everything I do. You're with it. I was oh so blue till came along, just to make my life a wonderful song. You brought sunshine just to brighten my loneliness. Is it any wonder in my happiness? I confess. Do I want you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Do I need you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? I'm glad that I'm the one who found you. That's why I'm always hanging around you. Do I love you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? There are lots of others that I have met. Those you meet today, tomorrow forget. You're the only one who ever could stand the test. That's the reason why I choose you from the rest. You're the best. Do I want you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? Do I need you? Oh my, do I? Honey, did I do? So, get one more song in here and move on to the next article. How does that sound? And then Henry VIII this time. I'm Henrietta, I got married to the wood next door. She's been married 7 times before, and all of them named Henry. Henry, she'll never will her a son. No son. I'm a old man, Henrietta, Second verse, same as the first. I'm Henrietta, I got married to the wood next door. She's been married 7 times before, and all of them named Henry. Henry, she'll never will her a son. No son. I'm a old man, Henrietta, Oh, Henrietta, I got married to a woman next door. She's been married 7 times before, and all of them named Henry. Henry should have a will or some. No some. I'm a old man, Henrietta, Henry, Henry, Henrietta, Henrietta, yeah. And of course, if you have any requests for songs, there is a list in the description you can pick from. Thank you. Don't worry, the voluntary deafness does go away. But next up on the reports here, we have Reading Rainbow is coming back after nearly 20 years with beloved librarian as host, and fans are pumped, at least according to Comic Sans. Reading Rainbow, the beloved of children's series, originally hosted by LeVar Burton, announced its return with popular librarian influencer Michelle Threets. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Michelle? Anyway, and fans are overjoyed, apparently. A lot is going wrong in the world right now, but there are 2 rays of sunshine breaking through. Sesame Street found a second home on Netflix, starting next year, and Reading Rainbow was returning with a new host. I didn't know that Sesame Street was finding a new home on Netflix. Well, that's good. We definitely need Sesame Street around, I think. Reading Rainbow launched in 1983 with host LeVar Burton. Burton taught children about the wonders of the library in reading as a source of fun, as well as learning more about the world around them. I certainly spent time watching the show. The original show ran for 26 years. There's with 155 episodes, making it the 3rd longest running children's television series is in U.S. history. Reading Rainbow ended in 2009. I didn't even know it actually ran that long. But not before it earned an impressive 26 Emmy Awards, a Peabody Award, and more than 200 other broadcasting awards. A little thing on the story is in here. Well, we can keep reading this one. Earlier this week, the team behind Reading Rainbow shared a very special video on their Instagram page, and that left all of their followers smiling. They were coming back with none other than Michelle Threets. I'm still not sure if I'm pronouncing that first name correctly. Threets is known as Michelle the Librarian, and on social media, as he is not only a social media personality, but also a librarian. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Literacy advocate and mental health advocate. With his bubbly personality, love of books, and unique ability to connect stories to communities and historical events, and Threets is an excellent choice to fill the shoes of LeVar Burton. Let's see some quotes here. After nearly 20 years reading, Rambo is returning to motivate, help, and encourage kids to become avid readers with new episodes, new friends, new projects, and of course, new books. Make sure to follow the Reading Rainbow. Okay, I know there's probably zero chance that anyone from Reading Rainbow is going to see this show, but I've got a suggestion for you. In the age of the internet and having such instant access to material, and let's face it, a lot of people have access to things like Audible or Kindle or other reading apps like that. Select books that are free to download and access. That way, you can actually have the kid in real time get a hold of the book and maybe read along a little bit with you. Just an idea. And I get this appears to be the new host. He definitely does have the bubbly personality. Look. See. Okay, we won't cover that then. And we have a request for Babyface. All right. Rosy cheeks and turned up nose, curly hair. I'm raving about my baby now. Pretty little dimples here and dimples there. Don't wanna live without her. I love her, goodness knows. I wrote a song about her, and it's the way it goes. Baby face, you got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one that could take your place. Baby face. My poor heart is jumping, you sure have started something. Baby face. I'm up in heaven, your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I fell in love with your pretty baby face. When you were a baby, not so long ago, you must have been the cutest thing. I can picture you at every baby show, just winning every ribbon with your sweet baby way. Say I ain't fibbing, you'd win 'em all today. Baby face, you got the cutest little baby face. There's not another one that could take your place. Baby face, my poor heart is jumping, you sure have started something. Baby face, I'm up in heaven, your fond embrace. I didn't need a shove, 'cause I fell in love with your pretty baby face. And while we're at it, let's have a look what else we have on the wheel. Short one. I love you truly. I love you truly, truly, dear. Life with its sorrow, life with its tear, fade into dreams when I feel you near. For I love you truly, truly, dear. Ah, love, 'tis something to feel your kind hand. Ah, yes, 'tis something by your side to stand. Gone is the sorrow, gone doubt and fear, for you love me truly, truly, dear. Yeah, let's see if what we can find on the Tom Lear list here. Ah, here we are. How about I hold your hand in mine? How about we do it in Dracula style? I hold your hand in mine, dear. I press it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. My joy would be complete, dear, if you were only here. But still I keep your hand as a precious souvenir. The night you died, I cut it off. I really don't know why. For now each time I kiss it, I get bloodstains on my thigh instead of my mouth. I'm sorry now I killed you, for our love was something fine. Until they come and get me, I shall hold your hand in mine. Probably not the best rendition in that way, but this is something that came onto my radar, or just today. And I am reading from Screen Rant, so take that for the. Let's find out how badly they take this. Marvel introduces Thwink. I think that's how you pronounce it. Thwink. I guess it's sort of like a play on Wolverine's claws. A villainous Wolverine Spider-Man combo. Sounds kind of like something a little kid would come up with rather than in professional writers, but okay. Marvel is introducing a dark new Wolverine who also boasts powers of Spider-Man. But as the two heroes apparently meet their end, is this a new character and with both their powers, or have they been fused into a villainous new form? Please stop trying to kill off characters for or the hype. It's really old. We know they're coming back. People don't stay dead in Marvel. Come on, knock it off. New villain Twink is a Spider-Man, is a Wolverine Spider-Man in combo. Will have Peter and Logan merged into one body, and kind of looks like they're using the black costume Spider-Man. And on top of that, and it looks like we have two blades, so it's like the X-23, the kind of thing going there. Marvel just dropped up new solicited information for the upcoming Spider-Man and Wolverine number 8, introducing fans to new villain in Thwink. Who the hell came up with this name? The black-suited character has two claws on its hand and in spiked feet, similar to Logan's daughter, semi-clone, X-23. I'm surprised they actually refer to her as X-23 here. You're not Wolverine, considering how much they've been trying to push that. But with Spider-Man's webbing, agility, and enhanced strength, is lightning and crashes overhead. Two of Marvel's most unbeatable heroes combined into a terrifying new force of evil. Spider-Man and Wolverine has thrown their heroes together in dramatic fashion. I'm not so sure it's all that dramatic. Seemingly revealing that Logan was responsible for assassinating Peter Parker's parents. That's a retcon. But a fan thought that made them more connected than ever before. They spoke too soon, with Twink seemingly forging them into the same person. The issue's summary reads: Spider-Man and Wolverine are dead. Peter and Logan have met their demise. Blame Reed Richards and an all-new villain. R.I.P. Twink. That I think that R.I.P. is a little out of place there, but anyway, the new comic is coming in December 10 from Mark Gutzenham and Car Andrews. Though Twink will presumably debut in Spider-Man and Wolverine number 7, which has teased is the debut of an all-new villain who owes more to Peter and Logan than you can imagine. Wolverine and Spider-Man in this new series is transforming their relationship. Well, if it's a merge of the two, yeah, I'd say so. Spider-Man and Wolverine have a unique friendship in Marvel Comics, with Logan respecting Peter Parker's heroism and self-sacrifice, as well disliking his constant motor mouth. The two have had some truly significant adventures. Logan was there when Spider-Man accidentally killed an innocent, while Peter shows up every year to spend Wolverine's birthday with him. Same time next year. That's how things work, yeah. Hey, no joke. Appreciate you coming out again. Told you, I'm never gonna miss it. Happy birthday, Logan. You're a good guy. Yeah, right. See you around, bud. The revelation of Logan apparently killing Spider-Man's parents has driven them to war. However, that plot line will seemingly be resolved one way or another once Twink arrives on the scene. At the moment, fans know essentially nothing about the new villain apart from their amalgam nature. But if they have both Peter's Spider-Man sense and Logan's healing factor, they'll immediately be one of Marvel's most unbeatable evildoers. Twink apparently is some link to Spider-Man and Wolverine in shared past. Will they somehow emerge from Logan's connection to Peter's parents, or are they some kind of clone made from the hero's DNA? That was the case for Spider-Man's daughter with Deadpool. The villain is Itsy Bitsy. That's her right there. So it would be odd for Marvel to repeat the same idea so directly. Not really, considering how bankrupt they are with creativity. Well, if it's not some kind of amalgamation directly as the two characters being merged together, my money would probably be on some kind of alternate reality character coming in. Or have they gotten tired of that one too? Hopefully, battling Twink will bring Spider-Man and Wolverine back together. If they actually manage to return into life following whatever her fate Reed Richards has accidentally unleashed. It's an awesome new era for fans of Spider-Man and Wolverine. As the two battle a unique new villain who draw his powers from their greatest strengths. Not really. It's just kind of a fairly tepid idea. Spider-Man Wolverine in number 8 is coming in December 10th in 2025 from Marvel Comics, following in number 7 on November 12th. So you know when to pirate them. Or, however other way you find it. Not saying you should go pirate, you should go pirate. What do we have here? By my say long time ago, there was a giraffe of Wolverine in with the Venom symbiote. Looks really, really cool. Oh, well, maybe you'll enjoy it. Must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning the ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. As I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. 'Cause baby, look at you now. Does your mother realize the stork delivered quite a prize the day he left you on the family tree? Does your dad appreciate that you're merely super great? A miracle for any century. If they don't, just send them both to me. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby. You must have been a wonderful child. When you were only starting to go to kindergarten, I bet you drove the little boys wild. And when it came to winning blue ribbons, you must have shown the other kids how. I can see the judge's eyes as they handed you the prize. I bet you made the cutest bow. Oh, you must have been a beautiful baby, 'cause baby, look at you now. And what else we have here? We'll follow with "Hello, my baby." Looks like. I've got a little baby, she's out of sight. I talk to her across the telephone. Haven't seen my honey, but she's mine, alright. So take my tip and leave this gal alone. Every single morning you can hear me yell, "Hey Central, fix me up across the line." He connects me with my honey, and I ring the bell. And this is what I say to baby mine. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Hello, hello, baby. Hello, I guess you don't hear me. The wires must be crossed somewhere. Hello, hello, I said hello this morning through the phone. She said her name's Bess. No, I kind of know where I am at. I'm satisfied because you got my baby dress. You're pasted in the lining of my hat. I'm mighty scared if the wires get crossed, it'll separate me from my baby mine. Then some other fool will win her, and the game is lost. So each day I shed across the line. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me, then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own. Come on, baby. Take a little drink of Tullamore Dew after that one. Got a little Tullamore Dew honey here for myself. Always the one I like to go for these streams. Tullamore Dew, who does not sponsor this channel or my drinking habits. Okay, it does sponsor my drinking habits, but hey. Now, let's do one more song to get this to the top of the hour. Instead of picking out a song from the wheel, how about we do another Tom Lehrer song? Spring is here, spring is here. Life is skittles and life is beer. I think the loveliest time of the year is spring. I do, don't you? Of course you do. But there's one thing that makes spring complete for me. It makes every Sunday a treat for me. All the world seems in tune on a spring afternoon when we're poising the pigeons in the park. Every Sunday you'll see my sweetheart and me as we poison the pigeons in the park. When they see us coming, the birdies all try and hide, but they still go for peanuts when coated with cyanide. The sun's shining bright, everything seems alright when we're poisoning the pigeons in the park. We've gained notoriety and caused much anxiety in the Audubon Society with our games. They cause impiety and lack of propriety in quite a variety of unpleasant names. But it's not against any religion to want to dispose of the pigeon. So if Sunday you're free, why don't you come with me and we'll poison the pigeons in the park? And maybe we'll do in a squirrel or two while we're poisoning the pigeons in the park. We'll murder them all amongst laughter and merriment, except for the few we take home to experiment. My pulse will be quickened with each drop of strychnine we feed to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison the pigeons in the park. I think that is possibly one of my favorite Tom Lehrer songs. It's such a shame we lost him this year. And thank you to Tom Lehrer for putting all your stuff, giving permission for us to use your stuff as we see fit. I mean, that is just an amazing move for any man to do. Well, we've got to the top of the hour at 9 here. So how about we get into a little story I put together for this site, for the stream today. I like to do little short ghost stories, and I guess full disclosure, this one did help. I was helped with a grok with this one and with writing it, but it's still kept with my own style and tastes. And it's not like I didn't put anything into it myself. The story is called The Pumpkin Watch. In early October, when the air turns crisp and fallen leaves blanket at the fields, a small town holds its annual pumpkin festival. Kids carve jack-o'-lanterns and place them along an old stone wall by the cornfields to watch for harvest spirits. It's tradition, just folklore, or so George Williams thought. Old George was a farmhand who volunteered to keep the pumpkins lit through the night. At dusk, as the sky turned purple and dark, the children admired their glowing creations, the faces of the jack-o'-lanterns flickering with grins, before heading home. With everyone gone, the field was quiet. George patrolled the wall, ensuring each candle will burn through the night. As he made his second round, he heard a soft hum, like a lullaby, drifting from the cornfield. He thought it was the wind, yet the stalks stood still. Then one jack-o'-lantern sputtered out. George relit it, but another went dark, then another, like something was snuffing them out one by one. The hum grew louder, forming words in a faint, hushed whisper. Stay. Watch with us. George froze. In the flickering light beneath the pumpkin's carved earth faces seemed to shift. Their smiles twisted into grimaces. George rubbed his eyes, believing it to be a trick of the light, and heard the words again, more clearly this time. Watch with us. Stumbling back, he turned to see the corn rustle and part to reveal a figure, tall, woven in vines and husks, with eyes like hollow gourds. It pointed at the pumpkins, then at George. His chest tightened as the humming voice whispered, "You're part of the watch now." Morning came, and the kids returned to check on their jack-lanterns, all lined up along the stone wall. But there was one extra jack-lantern this morning, with old George Williams's face carved into it, its eyes wide, its mouth screaming. Well, I hope you like that story. I do plan to add more of these short ghost stories to the show for the month of October. So tell me what you think. And while you're thinking about it, let's get to another song. It's a hole in the bucket. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. A hole Then patch it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then patch it, dear Henry. Then patch up the hole. With what shall I patch it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I patch it, dear Liza? With what? With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw, dear Henry, dear Henry. With straw. The straw is too long, dear Liza, dear Liza. The straw is too long, dear Liza, too long. Then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then cut it, dear Henry, dear Henry, cut it. With what shall I cut it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I cut it, dear Liza? With what? With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a knife, dear Henry, dear Henry, a knife. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, dear Liza. The knife is too dull, dear Liza, too dull. Then sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then sharpen it, dear Henry, dear Henry, sharpen it. With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I sharpen it, dear Liza? With what? With a stone, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With a stone, dear Henry, a stone. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, dear Liza. The stone is too dry, dear Liza, too dry. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. Then wet it, dear Henry, dear Henry, wet it. With what shall I wet it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I wet it, dear Liza? With what? With water, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. With water, dear Henry, dear Henry. With water. With what shall I fetch it, dear Liza, dear Liza? With what shall I fetch it, dear Liza? With what? A bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry, dear Henry. A bucket, dear Henry, dear Henry. A bucket. But there's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, dear Liza. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. A hole. But not to worry. He peed on a stone and sharpened his knife, cut the straw, and patched his bucket. But the water never quite tasted the same again. And Henry continued to be quite incompetent. So let's see what else I have on the wheel. Drunken Sailor. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Shave his belly a rusty razor, shave his belly a rusty razor, shave his belly a rusty razor early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Put him in the scupper hose by bottom, put him in the scupper hose by bottom, put him in the scupper hose by bottom early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Put in a longboat till he's sober, put in a longboat till he's sober, put in a longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter, put him in bed with the captain's daughter early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. That's what you do with a drunken sailor. That's what you do with a drunken sailor. That's what you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Well, this is probably going to be a short one today, hey everybody. You kind of like last week. Let's see what we can dig up randomly here. do. Yep. Yeah, I'm not really finding too much here just off the top of my head. I don't see anything there. Let's check another outlet here. See what's going on in Blue Sky. Things have been not going so well for Blue Sky lately. Yeah, we have a kitty video. How's that sound? Actually, you may want to be, if you're wearing headphones, you may want to get a little warning on this one. There we are. No, I'm not going to play it again. That's quite a noise. He's coming from a little thing. No. I think that may be about all I've got for tonight. So, I will send you over to Data of the Grid. And he looks like he's going to be doing Kabuki Man NYPD 1990. When a cop gets Kabuki powers and chaos ensues. Okay. And like I said, next week is my birthday on Sunday. In fact, yeah, that is actually the actual day of it. There is Theta's link. Oh, when we have one last request before we get going. Free bird! So we have to do that before we get going. That seems like a good one to end the show on. If I leave here tomorrow, would you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now, 'cause there's too many places I've got to see. If I stay here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now, and this bird you cannot change. Oh, 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 and this bird you cannot change. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Bye bye, baby. It's been in sweet love. Yeah, yeah. Though this feeling I can't change. But please don't take it so badly, because Lord knows I'm to blame. But if I stay here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change. Oh, 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 oh. And this bird you cannot change. And this bird you cannot change. Lord knows I can't change. Lord help me, I can't change. Lord, I can't change. Won't you fly high, free bird? Yeah. Here's your free bird journey. So, there's a link to Theta the Grid's show. I hope you enjoy it. And may your Halloween be a spooky one. Later, all.